Well, Ibon Navarro, the coach of Murcia's team, came oh so close to springing the big result the other night, falling right at the end to Ike Athens. So they end up facing Murcia against MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, who've had a terrific season, but they were distinctly second best in the second half. Perhaps a little bit tired from all the games they've had to play in recent times. They lost quite decisively to Monaco. So Monaco will take on Ike in the final, but right now it's all about UCAM Murcia and MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Lloyd Gardner. And Lloyd, as we get ready to look at the rosters and set the table here, Ibon Navarro, he's got a great squad, and they did a great job the other night.
Yeah, I think Murcia, speaking to the players, the coaching staff, they're proud of the effort. They know they didn't play at their best in the semi-final. You know, incredibly difficult atmosphere for them, but they put a solid performance on the floor, and then more than anything, they continue to fight, and that's something they're going to have to do again here today.
Well, the incentive is there, obviously, for both of these teams, trying to finish third. For MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, Thomas Walkup has been outstanding this season. Dwayne Evans, Karen Johnson, David McRae, the captain. Adika Peter McNeely has introduced himself to European basketball this season with a real bang for John Patrick's team, the Canadian international, Adika Peter McNeely. He was a player that really got it going in the first half, but we didn't see anything from him in the second.
And I think that's, the big question mark over Ludwigsburg. They've got a lot of very good players. Who's the go-to guy? Who's the superstar when they need a big basket?
Well, this is the man that has all the fire for UCAM Murcia, Sario Rojas. You can see he does what needs to be done. He had the 12 rebounds on Friday, and wasn't quite enough. Now, we'll get a look at Vitor. That's Charlon Clough, but Vitor Benite, the Brazil international, is the captain, and he had the 17 points. But that is the Dutch international, Charlon Clough. There's Thomas Walkup, who has been, just like Adika Peter McNeely, a revelation, really, this season. Absolutely.
You see the numbers, 10 points, 5 rebounds. He does everything. Points, rebounds, assists. But again, he's another guy, 10 and 5. That's an average game for him. We need Thomas Walkup, or Ludwigsburg need Thomas Walkup to have that big game.
And Karen Johnson, very important player in the grand scheme of things. Showed signs of having a big game the other night, but got in a little bit of foul trouble, and Monaco kind of took him out of his game, didn't he?
Absolutely. He's another guy, so creative, so quick, can shoot it from the perimeter, a lot of offensive skill, had a good game, and now, the question is, can he do it, and can they add other guys to his performance?
So MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, a team that came all the way through 3 qualifying rounds to make it to the Final Four of the Basketball Champions League. They came up short against probably the tournament favorites, Monaco. They want to leave with a win. It's always better to leave any type of event on the back of a win. So they will be looking to get ready for those German playoffs with a win here in the Basketball Champions League. For Murcia, well, the same for them. I mean, they want to leave with a win. They want to get the bad taste out of their mouths from the other night and get ready for the battles that lie ahead in Spain. They are trying to make it into the Spanish playoffs. Don't forget, Murcia upset the defending champions, Iberostar Tenerife, in the first round of the playoffs, and they were hugely impressive against Pionor Karšiaka. So they have had a great, great season. And there you can see Vitor Benite up on the top of the screen. And he's being introduced now to the crowd. He could not have done anything more the other night.
Well, it was sensational, yeah. We talked about the big storyline, and I think it'll carry forward today. The three-point shooting of UCAM Murcia. They're really up and down as a team depending on their three-point shooting. Hannah and Brad Ollison have been consistent factors in shooting the ball, but Benite needs to also make them from the perimeter. Otherwise, they can get limited with their guard options. And even today, the 4 positions a question mark for Murcia. Antello limping around, isn't going to be playing today. So a lot of responsibility on Obi Soko there, the British forward. And that's a tough matchup for him. He's going to be going against, Cook and Evans on the other side for Ludwigsburg.
Lloyd, a lot talked about that last sequence the other night, the last play after the missed free throw by Ike. Tumba got the rebound with 5 seconds left. ended up giving the ball to Sadio Rojas, and they didn't really get a shot off. And as we look back at that play, you know, we believe Tumba had a clear pass, didn't he, to make to his point guard. He just didn't make it. And they could have gotten up the floor, at least had a decent look.
Absolutely. I mean, spur of the moment. Tumba grabs the rebound, got 5 seconds. You know, the pressure is on. Looking back, I think he had the option to give it to Cleven Hanna, who'd had a solid game. He came out really aggressive, Hanna, in the first half. But, you know, for me, that was the option. They didn't take it, and that's why they got themselves into this situation, not being able to get the clear shot away.
So MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, you know, this is a team that is based, Ludwigsburg is just about 10 minutes away from Stuttgart. And Ludwigsburg has the castle. It's a great place to visit, apparently. John Patrick loves living there. And he was telling us it's going to be hard to keep hold of all these players for next year because they've had such a great season. You really do have to tip your hat to him. And he was honored yesterday as the coach of the year in the Basketball Champions League. So congratulations to him, and we'll try to go over some of the winners. We'll see another of the people that was the players awarded yesterday in this game tonight. Obi Soko was named to the All-Star 5, so congratulations to him. His numbers pretty much from start to finish all season long. He was right around, he was double digits points and bringing down a lot of rebounds. He was solid across the board for UCAM Murcia. So great season for Obi Soko.
Yeah, tremendous year for Obi. You know, I spoke to him before the game. He said he started the year a little bit down, but, you know, really got going towards the middle of the year, used that momentum.
Manuel Mazzoni of Italy in the middle. Marius Chilin from Romania on the left, and Petar Obradovic from Croatia on the right. So they have got the assignment. They've got the assignment for this game. Saw them walking around yesterday up at the Acropolis. Hey, win in Athens. You might as well go see the sights. And they were taking in the Parthenon. Charlon Kloof had a difficult game the other night. Starting 5 will be Rojas, Augusto Lima, Brad Olesen, Cleven Hanna, and Obi Soko. No surprise there, you think?
Well, Lima
maybe for Tumba.
Lima comes back into the starting 5. That was the surprise for me in the semi-final, that Lima didn't start. I think, you know, we talked a lot about this going in. For Coach Navarro, they've got a team, Murcia, which were ranked 16th in defensive ranking in the regular season. In the playoffs, the #1 ranked defensive team. And the only change for them, the addition of Augusto Lima for the playoffs. So you've got to say his emphasis on the defensive end changes the game for them.
And we saw Navarro. I've got a lot of time for him. I think he's a bright coach. And certainly in his first season at UCAM Murcia, actually beat his predecessor. Fotis Katsikaris was the coach of Iberostar Tenerife. Beat him. He coached Murcia last season. Now here we have the starting 5 for MHP Riesen. And it's going to be Johnson, Walkup, McCray, Woloskowski, and Cook. And Cook got it going. He was cooking early last time, but again, similar to Johnson, we felt like maybe Patrick didn't get him in the game as perhaps soon enough in the second half. I'm trying to remember, but John Patrick going over his final plans here for the game.
I think that 4 position, just got a quick glimpse of Evans as well, but Evans and Cook against Obi Soko, who hasn't got a lot of help as a true 4 today for this Murcia team. So, you know, how will Murcia combat that? They can't play Soko the whole 40 minutes when he does have to go out. Will they go small, which is what we saw them do in the semi-final, or will they go big and perhaps play Tumba and Lima together?
Well, they would have liked to have had Vitor Favorani playing this season, and he may, you know, he's dressed out today. He could play. It could be that he's just getting warmed up for the Spanish League. They have Delia, the Argentina international, played at the Olympics, but he hasn't played at this Final Four because of an injury.
I think the key one you touched on to show how close these teams may be, Tenerife is a great example. You know, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, they came through the qualifying round first, into the regular season. Only suffered 2 losses in the regular season, both of those to Tenerife. You look on the other side, Murcia, that's the team they defeated in the playoffs. So advantage perhaps to Murcia. And for Ludwigsburg, you know, the only Spanish team they faced, they've lost to. So how will they adjust to that here today?
And talk about injuries, you can see Johannes Timon there in the black t-shirt. He was a vital player, playing exceptionally well for this MHP Riesen team. Played well for Germany in the first international window for the qualifiers for the World Cup. He got injured, a freak injury, hamstring, before a game at Gaziantep. And they also lost, of course, Justin Sears just a couple of days before the Final Four, which is brutal.
That's a lot of firepower out for Ludwigsburg. They have a very deep roster indeed, but imagine those 2 guys in to help defensively on the inside would have really perhaps swung the balance in their favor going into the start of this game.
Well, remember, this is a team that came up just seconds short of making it to the Final Four last season. Well, not really, only a couple of these players, but the club, when Jordan Theodore scored that famous layup right at the end of the game in Ludwigsburg and denied them. So they've kind of gotten rid of the ghost of that one and have made it to the Final Four. Who knows? Maybe we'll see MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg next season again challenge for the title. Although, as we would expect, you see a lot of different new faces in that on that roster. But clearly, player recruitment and introducing new talents to the game is not a problem for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Whoever's doing their scouting does a good job.
Absolutely. A lot of credit to the front office. You know, a lot of credit to John Patrick and his staff.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Athens, Greece. We are in Owaka, the Olympic Arena, where we had the Olympics back in 2004. I can't believe it's already 14 years since that incredible tournament that people still talk about. And this is the battle for 3rd place in the Basketball Champions League in Lima, with a little bit of a jump hook. So inspired decision to start Lima. Now the steal and the turnover, and as Olesen lays it up and in.
Well, Ludwigsburg came in as a team that led the competition in turnovers. You know, lowest figure of anyone. Had their struggles yesterday. Already 2 here in the first minute. Unheard of. They only averaged 10 a game as a team.
And now Lima has it down low. And he travels. That is bizarre. You can't blame that on fatigue, turning the ball over the first couple of times you have the ball. And that was good hands there from Johnson. So looks like Johnson is going to come out and answer to the coach. He's like, what happened on those turnovers? Walkup, who has responsibilities related to handling the ball. Well, you wonder about, oh, look at this. Quick pass inside to McCray. Peter McNeely. Walaskowski, and he rattles it in. Now Olesen has it, back to Sadio Rojas, and Rojas hits the 3-pointer.
I think that 3-point shooting is just so key, and that's why I like Lima being on the floor for Murcia. His scoring ability in and around the paint means that teams can't focus out on the perimeter as much.
Adika Peter McNeely misses with his first attempt, and Rojas comes down with the board. Those 2 guys could end up facing each other in the next international window when Canada plays Rojas' Dominican Republic. And now Lima goes up and misses. So now a foul as well on the rebound. Here's a look. And it was coming in from the right. Who was that? That was
Rojas.
Rojas. Okay, Sadio picks it up.
His first. We know Murcia got into that foul trouble.
Walaskowski goes in for the left-handed jam.
Good start from him. 4 points for Ludwigsburg.
And now Walkup flies in and steals it. Now passes up ahead to McRae, who lays it up and in.
Ludwigsburg often create their offense from their defense. We saw Murcia turn them over a couple of times early here, but now Ludwigsburg maybe finding that rhythm, getting into the game defensively.
Interesting matchup, Peter McNeely on Hannah. And also, Olesen now has his ball tapped, and the defense from MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg is answering the call. Walkup, Walotskowski, and ball falls to Lima.
You don't get many second chances against Murcia. They do such a good job rebounding the ball. You've got to make those first chance shots.
Swing pass over to Rojas. Second three-pointer for Sadio Rojas.
He's a solid three-point shooter by percentage. Doesn't take many of them, though. Usually is a rebounder and a driver offensively.
Now Peter McNeely. Quick pass back to him, and almost had a three-point play opportunity. Good give and go.
I'm a big fan of Peter McNeely. I just like the way he plays. We see Rojas knocking down the three, and that's something that Peter McNeely can do as well. Yesterday had the 11 points in the first half. Second half just didn't really get the opportunity to get a clean look. Didn't really have anything run for him. But
that was that breakaway that we just saw. And there's Dino Minigan, the Italian legend, FIBA Hall of Famer. And Peter McNeely, who admitted that, you know, early in his, I think it was his last season, he didn't even think he had a chance of playing professional basketball. And his coach, Roy Rana, said, Adika, you've got an opportunity perhaps to go to Europe and earn a living at this. And he really stepped, you know, he was already a hard worker at Ryerson, but put in even more hours and has really made the most of his opportunity here with this team. Clearly, like we said with Walkup, among the revelations in Europe. Now the ball tapped by Cook. Cook has it. Cook pulls up and front rims it, and Tumba, who's checked in, comes in and flies in for the rebound. Obisoko hasn't gotten it going yet. Here's Clavin Hanna. Pass to Olesen. And now Evans has picked up the foul down low. Impeding the progress, I guess, of Tumba.
Well, Tumba's such a good offensive rebounder. Evans is so worried that he's trying to push him out of that position for when the shot does go up.
So one last time that Walotskowski dunk. Here's Soko. Now he's finally got it. He's got a little bit of size mismatch. He turns, he puts it up. And Adika Peter McNeely gets the rebound. Now Walkup. You're taking your notes. I was just looking to see what you're writing. And Obisoko gets to the miss, puts it back up, and the ball batted out.
And again, the rebounding power of Murcia. One way, Tumba gets the rebound, and then look at this, Soko, offensive glass. A lot of bodies in there for Ludwigsburg, but they can't come up with a possession. You know, Tumba and Soko, is there a better rebounding combo in the Basketball Champions League than those two guys?
Walkup gets his first breather. Muller's in. Johnson back in. And now Soko lost it, got it back. He's trapped. Passes to Rojas, gets it to Tumba, turns, puts it out. That was a big-time move from Tumba.
Yeah,
good footwork.
I think that's the thing he has to add to his game. That's where Lima adds a little bit more, but Tumba's shown he does have that ability. Right, left-handed jump hook.
Adika Peter McNeely, hello! If you don't know me yet, you better know me.
I mean, Soko could have got called for a foul on that one. He was so close. You know, really tried to get a hand up, but it doesn't matter. Peter McNeely, great shooter.
He really is. Turning it up a notch. Olesen.
Soko's got to go quick here. He's got a mismatch, yeah.
And Peter McNeely reaches in and commits the foul. Grazed him on the left arm.
Yeah.
And was spotted by Mazzoni. Vitor Benite in the game now. Hands it off to Soko. Soko off. Well, that was a quality $1 million move, but 5-cent finish. Hannah's got it. And puts it up off the glass and in.
I haven't said that name a lot. Yesterday, I mean, at the start of the game, he was everywhere, wasn't he? Really seemed to relish the atmosphere. Getting into the lane caused a lot of problems for Ike, but today it's been a quiet start for Clement Hannah.
Well, plenty of time. Cook now flies in, takes the contact. Evans battles against the Mueller. He goes up and draws the foul, crashing the offensive boards.
Talked about the rebounding of Murcia. That time it's Ludwigsburg. Look, 1, 2, 3 guys in there. Couldn't clean it up. Tumba, yeah, did move. And this is the question I have. The substitution. Soko goes out. And UCAM Murcia have gone to the small lineup. Now, Ertazan comes in. So the question is, who's the 4? It's probably going to be Sergio Rojas. Well, who's he going to guard on this Ludwigsburg team? Will they slip into that 2-3 zone? They used for a bit yesterday, and it was successful. Sorry, not yesterday. In the semifinals,
2 days ago,
yeah. And
Cook also in the game for MHP Riesen. We didn't really see that much of him the other day.
No, and I wonder if it was his introduction that caused them to go to this small lineup. He's a lot more of a perimeter-based forward.
So Coach Patrick setting his defense, and now a foul a long way from the basket on Wiley, and Patrick says, why? Favorani on the left.
With this lineup, what he'll do is he'll give Tumba so much room on the pick and roll down the middle, because all 4 guys on the floor for Murcia are around him. Are very good three-point shooters. So they have to be guarded out on the perimeter.
Here's Benite. Is he going to pick up where he left off? Yes, he does. Boy, he has been shooting the basketball exceptionally well.
What a difference it might have been to the game the other day if he hadn't fouled out.
And inside to Cook, and he takes it and puts it up and in. Cook coming off the bench.
Great pass. We said he's more of a perimeter-based forward, but if he can do that, get to the inside, use his size against Rojas.
And now Johnson pushes off Rojas with his left forearm. Watch this. Oh, no, there was just a bit of a bump. Rojas went down like a sack of wheat. Didn't know there was that much contact. This is a great finish from Coke. I thought it looked like a shove in live action, and that must have been what the referee thought as well from Johnson, but I think Sadio Rojas did a good job of selling it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was contact. It probably was a foul on Johnson, but just not as much as Rojas showed.
There's Ertasan, guarded by Mueller. Tries to get free, gets in the lane, and crashing the boards. Sadio Rojas again, and now Benite. Looked like he kind of lowered his right shoulder. Here he is.
Good D.
No, just Mueller got in a good position.
Yeah, really good defense. Credit to Mueller.
What did we discover from about Mueller before the game?
Well, he, highly respected junior player. Mueller was the MVP of the 2010 Jordan Brand International game. A couple of guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You can see we've got Mazzoni mic'd up, so we can listen to what he has to say from time to time. The title game coming later tonight between Ike, the host, and Monaco, a team that has lost just twice all season in the Basketball Champions League. And Tumba flies in for the rebound. Of course, you say they lost twice, but in fact, they lost the one leg of their quarterfinal. Here's Rojas, and misses this time from deep. And Cook called for the foul, and again, Tumba, as you say, is so aggressive going to the offensive glass.
I mean, you can't, the numbers, until you see really Murcia live, look, there's 4 guys in the paint, and Tumba's the only one. He draws the foul. But more than that, before the previous play, we talked about the fact that Murcia have gone to this small lineup. They got 4 guards on the floor. Rojas gets an offensive rebound against guys that are bigger than him. So it doesn't matter who they are, what position they play. Murcia just have that mindset of rebounding the ball. It gives them so many second chance shots, and then defensively, because they rebounded so well, you know, you miss a shot, which teams are going to do, you just don't get a second chance against them.
Soko and Hannah talking about things over on the bench. And Tumba, meanwhile, says, I'm going to make an impact here. Makes 1 and 2, but again, offensive rebound from Rojas. And he had the 12 boards the other night, and he's well on his way to eclipsing that tonight. Here's Erdasan off the front of the rim, and again, another rebound from Rojas. And this time he loses it out of bounds. So Rojas is proving to be quite menacing on the boards.
He's got 5 rebounds already, 4 of them offensive. Incredible for a guy. I mean, physically, he's not tall, he's not big either, but just has that tenacity to go after it.
Walaskowski penetrated and then decided to bring it back out. Now Evans gets inside, little jump hook, and Tumba comes in and grabs the board. Kluf. Rojas, now Benite. Tumba. Erdasan now to Kluf. And did he get it off in time? Walaskowski gets it to Mueller. And the former Jordan Brand Classic MVP flies in, misses. And Walkup flew in for the follow. Good hustle from behind by Mueller to knock it away. And Johnson thought about going in, takes it back out. Mueller for 3. Good! Boy, that was a great sequence from Mueller. He's come to play tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we said he had great pedigree as a junior player, really well regarded, but hasn't really kicked his pro career, his senior career off yet.
But he got the steal there, and he finished with the 3-pointer. And Benite short. Tumba crashes the boards. Walkup on the ground, trying to get rid of it. And good job from Kluf in the end to kind of smother him and get his hands on it, tie him up. Possession arrow goes to MHP Riesen. And you got some MHP Riesen fans there cheering on their team. They look at the scrap. I tell you, the visiting fans not get much love, are they?
And they're both next to each other as well.
So Walaskowski, who had that great start to the game, and MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg with a chance to take the lead. Johnson flies in, gets it over to Evans. Walkup pump fake. Evans goes up and misses the shot. Now Tumba perhaps had another pass to make there. Could have taken some more time down. Now it's Murcia that'll have the last shot of the half, or the quarter. Shot clock down to 3. Kluf's gonna have to go up. He goes up and misses the shot. So 18-17. UCAM Murcia on top at the end of the first quarter in the 3rd place game over MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. So Lloyd, the numbers.
Both teams not bad, really. UCAM Murcia, 2-point range, something they struggled with yesterday, that finishing in the paint. But I think defensively, Murcia have been pretty good. That last defensive possession, you know, really good, despite the fact they kind of chased, just scrambled and worked. And at any time your team rebound, and we're going to keep going back to that like they do, it helps so much. I mean, the rebounding battle, we didn't see the numbers, but 15-5 at the end of the first quarter. So Ludwigsburg have 5 rebounds in total. and UCAM Murcia has 7 offensive. So that's why as we said, and we said yesterday, oh sorry, I keep saying yesterday, we said Friday night, they didn't play their best, but it's things like that when you're not shooting it well. Well, if you get 3 goes at scoring, you know, it's a lot easier than just trying to score that first one. So they do a tremendous job at hanging around even when they're not at their very best.
Well, again, and don't forget, they have lost the 2 bigs. They brought in Wiley, but they've lost Sears less than a week ago. And he's, you know, a guy that will grab his share of rebounds. And they lost Timon.
Yeah.
So,
but even so, you can still. They still have Woliskowski. They still have Evans. They still have Wiley. They still have Cook. You know, they got a load of guys. So you look at the numbers. You know, Evans has played 5 minutes, doesn't have a rebound. Woliskowski's played 5 minutes, got 1. Wiley has played 1.5 minutes, doesn't have a rebound. Cook played 6 minutes, doesn't have a rebound. So in comparison, we talked about, you look at Salio Rojas, who's got 4 offensive rebounds on his own.
Urasan has it, and Geske as well is checked in the game, guarding Urasan. Soko back into the game. Urasan back to Kloof. Flies in, a little bit of an acrobatic shot, and gets it to fall.
That's where he's good though. Broken play, you know, defense closing out against him. He's really quick. Good athlete as well when he gets into the paint.
Johnson, shot clock winding down, pulls up and balls out. Soko with the rebound. So Murphy just owning the glass right now. Oh, Cleveland Hanna, he doesn't need that much space, but he misses. They dodge the bullet. They had Tuma boxed out there, and he still almost got the rebound. Woliskowski. One shot now.
A bit early as well for Woliskowski. Didn't really probe the defense at all.
Yeah, you want to make that defense work, don't you?
Yeah. It's different if you're shooting it and you've got that rhythm, but Ludwigsburg don't have that. So early in the second quarter, the offense isn't really flowing for them. He missed his previous one as well.
So the foul called on Walkup. And Woliskowski, Geske. So Muller's out. So it's going to be McCray. Also Johnson goes out, so Peter McNeely comes back in. McCray, Walkup, Evans, Peter McNeely, and Cook.
Ludwigsburg have got to get Cook going. They need his offense.
Lima back in for Murphy. He's got the ball, turns, puts it up, and challenging for the rebound. And that was case in point. Cook had his hands on the ball, but he didn't bring it down. It was knocked out. Watch, look at that.
I don't know what he said, okay? Thank you. Thank you. I will check for sure, okay? Thank you.
There you go, a little bit of interaction there. We can hear Mazzoni mic'd up, answering the question from Navarro, whatever it was. And three-pointer from Walkup. And again, rebound, Murcia. They are dominating the boards. Lima going to work against Evans, turns into the defense, and he is fouled.
Big size advantage for Lima. This is where all those losses on the inside hurt Ludwigsburg, because Evans isn't a 5, and he's having to essentially play that position now against Tumba, against Lima.
You could almost say Evans is more of a 3.
Yeah, he's a small 4.
Yeah,
you know, stretch 4, but now he's having to play out of position. Woliskowski we see there, but how much Sears, this would be his minutes, or Tiemann, this would be his minutes right now against Lima, and Lima knows that as well. You can see he wants the ball in and around the ring, thinks he can have a big game.
So the lead is 5. And little bit of a drought, as you can see, more than 3 minutes without a basket for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, and again, no rebounds.
All threes, though. Everything's a three, and you don't get those second chance shots from three-pointers against Murcia.
You think occasionally you might get a long rebound. Here's Hannah, front and back of the rim, and this time the rebound falls to Walkup. Peter McNeely inside, much better. Put a little pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I like, as I said, I think they've got to go to Cook more. They need his scoring, but the difference is the three that Murcia shot, they had run a pick and roll and the defense had switched. So when Hannah's shooting the three, even though he missed it, Soko's in the paint against the guard challenging for the rebound. It just didn't fall to him. The other way, Ludwigsburg is shooting a three, there's no switch, the defense is all matched up, and Murcia are there to collect in the rebounds. You know, Soko and Lima are around the ring, just, you know, taking them in without any challenge whatsoever.
So Lima called for the trip, picks up his first foul. Walk up, and nice arc. Ball stays out, but good scrap, and the ball saved in bounds by Kloof in the end. Looked like he was going to go out.
Another missed three, and another defensive rebound.
Bounce pass to Lima, he can hit that shot, and he does.
He looks so good with him on the floor at times. An ability to make the mid-range shot, scoring and around the basket as well. And we know his defensive qualities.
Another pass to McNeely, Peter McNeely, and he was fouled by Hannah. Late whistle. Here it is. He took the pump fake. Oh yeah, he got him. So Peter McNeely will go to the free throw line. Oh no, they're going to say before the shot.
Referee called it on the wrong number.
That was the scrap. Who'd they call the foul on?
He called it on number 10, but it's not number 10, it's 11, yeah. That's what we're looking at the replay. They just sorted that. And that's Lima, that pick and pop like we talked about. When he's on the floor, he just takes attention towards him as well. If the defense doesn't guard him, then he can knock it down. If it does, then it gives that space.
Evans, pump fake, and again, fouled by Lima, who kind of bit on the fake.
You saw his, you know, he's such an emotional player, Lima.
Oh, yeah.
It's a foul. It's not even close. How are you gonna? He should, you know, he's got to learn. Pick your battles.
Probably,
no chance.
I would say, in my opinion, he is the biggest reason they were able to get past Pino Karsiaka. He was so good in that first half of the game in Izmir, Turkey, and really gave him a platform to build on to go ahead and win that tie. Mueller. Well, they don't appear set to make the entry pass very often, do they?
No, but the defense of Murcia, I'll try and get into it, and we got a stoppage, but just perfect execution on the last play.
Hannah. It has been a drought for MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. Here's Kloof, and Kloof misses again. Another rebound.
The difference is, you see there, it's Soko going against Johnson for a rebound. At the other end, Murcia, they switched the ball screen, but then they had a triple switch, which meant Ovi, away from the ball, took the guy rolling to the basket. So there was never that mismatch of a guard trying to box out a big. Perfect defensive execution from Murcia on the last play, and Ludwigsburg keep getting caught in that same scenario.
Oh, hand in the face by Peter McNeely, but Hannah still made it. And the lead now has grown to 10 points.
Scoreless in this quarter. Ludwigsburg, and where are they going to go for points? Who's going to score? For me, they're going to run something to get Cook a shot here.
It's going to be Peter McNeely for three, and finally one falls. I don't think that was how Patrick drew it up, to be honest.
It was pretty good execution, though. Johnson going left where he likes to.
Oh. Soko catches it over the defense. He'll finish with, well, that's his first basket. I was going to say he'll get the double digits eventually.
Yeah.
Cook hangs in the air, blocked from behind by Kloof. Kloof races up the floor and out races the MHP Riesen guards. Wow. Timeout, John Patrick. And this is just a great play from Kloof, coast to coast. Comes up with the block and then says, I'm going all the way.
For me, the defensive execution of Murcia, absolutely spot on over this run. So, well, now 5 minutes and a second, only the 1-3 for Ludwigsburg. But how many open shots have they got? They just haven't got them. They haven't got advantage anywhere on the floor, so you never see mismatches that they can exploit. They never have mismatches on the glass. Everything was a three-point shot early, but they never turned the defense. There was never a paint touch before the ball came out, and that's the easiest way to shoot it from the perimeter. It's passes going around the outside. And the difference, three-point shooting, we questioned that as Murcia coming in, but they've been knocking it down. Rojas with a couple early, and it's not been Olesen that we sort of mentioned before that's been making them.
Yeah, Olesen just kind of sitting back, watching the game, isn't he?
Well, they haven't needed him. Kloof's come in, played much better today. That Hannah and Kloof together line-up has done well.
Quick pass, and Cook puts it up, and good rebound, Muller. And it just goes to show you what a good offensive rebound can do for you. Muller's been one of the bright spots for MHP Riesen today.
Yeah, played really well.
Kloof and Johnson, or Peter McNeely battling for the ball. Yeah, got to see some fight on the boards really from this MHP Riesen team. Cook again this time, takes it in, and he was rejected. Hannah just goes right down the lane and scores.
It's too easy. They exploited, knew exactly what they were doing, getting Woliskowski in that pick and roll. Hannah's so quick off the dribble.
11 points to lead. Well, Murcia definitely looking to finish third. Desperate. Cook gets the answer. Pass to Lima, catches it. Great pass to Kloof. And then he was fouled by Muller. Watch this, he comes over. Ooh, tough call on Muller. Looked like he had ball. Oh, and maybe got away with one, Woliskowski. So you can see things even out.
We couldn't see it from where we're sitting, that angle. He clearly hooked him. I'm not sure where the ref was on that.
And that was Cook just...
the most important thing that if you help us in this game, would be better for everybody. You cannot check. Yeah, you cannot.
This guy has made 2 terrible calls.
Okay, but just help us. Okay, you can talk with me without everybody listening. That's what.
You got it.
I wonder if Patrick realizes he's mic'd up. That was good diplomatic stance from Mazzoni, though.
And that's part of a referee's job. Great work from him, just to calm the situation. Excellent officiating.
Here's Evans.
Yeah, technical foul, flop him.
Yep.
Rojas.
And that makes you wonder there. So Mazzoni, having had the word with Patrick. Here we go, look at this. But to be fair, there was contact.
Yeah, but the trouble is for Rojas, yes, there was contact, but throughout the game, he's taken that contact or he's initiated it all the time. You know, now he gets kind of bumped. He can't suddenly go down.
If I compare the contact that you have received with the fault that you have done, this is my evaluation. Can you have checked this? We already warned your team.
I got a foul down there when I hit that.
Yes, but the contact was small at the yes. Your Clough received the warning. Okay.
Again, great work. Said, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's my evaluation.
Yeah, and he said the result of, you know, your dive or how you did it was more than the contact that you received, which I 100% agree with. Great work again.
And interesting, you know, Rojas was very, you know, agreeable. He listened. That's it. He's going out to play now. Here's Hanna, hustles, and then Walkup ends up beating him to the ball. Waleskowski up ahead to Evans. And that's what good hustle does from Walkup.
Defense of Ludwigsburg hasn't really created the offense very often in this game.
Hanna going to get it back to Augusto Lima. And Lima scores with the right hand.
That's one of those plays he better score, because Hanna called him twice to set the ball screen and Lima refused, wanting the ball in the low post. He got it. So it's all in good if you call for it, but you better make sure you make it.
Waleskowski into Evans, goes off his hands. And now Olesen, who's in the game, brings it up for Murcia. Kloof probes. Quick pass down to Sadio Rojas. And Rojas has shot it exceptionally well today.
Yeah, he's not really a scorer in that sense, but 8 points, 5 rebounds already for him today.
Walkup. And now the pass ends up in the backcourt and goes back over to Murcia.
Really good job by them once again defensively. Soko's going to come back into the game. They've gone 2 big spells now without a 4 on the floor. Going to that small lineup, they haven't been hurt whatsoever. You know, the last possession, Ludwigsburg tried to go high-low against them. Murcia get in front, forced a tough pass.
That was one of the turnovers they forced, or they actually just out-hustled to the ball.
But that hasn't happened, has it? You know, Murcia credit. They've matched them in that area, which is really key against Ludwigsburg.
Just thinking with this, every time we grab the defensive rebound, they run away, put pressure on the ball, and even on the first outlet pass. Okay, so we cannot just be here open to get it. Okay, try to move to get the ball in motion, get to push it, and even with you both offer yourself to get the outlet pass. Vale? Patient, grab the rebound, lose. If you can see that there is no easy pass, let them cut to get the ball. But the other ones, run. Hey, we're gonna play 5 down flash.
Well, they do have 5 steals. 3 for Murcia, but it's the problem on the rebounding where it's a glaring problem for UCAM Murcia, being out-rebounded 25-11. And if you're going to get out-rebounded 25-11, it's a pretty good chance you're not going to win too many basketball games.
Yeah, when you look at the turnovers and the steals, they just haven't really converted into points. That's the difference as well.
Olesen gives it back to Kloof. Hangs in the air, Kloof. Walkup tries to rebound it. I think Kloof may have knocked it out of bounds. So a chance here for the German club to get it back to single digits. They'd like to go to halftime, make a little run here at the end, if possible. Johnson flies in, and 2 shots, and McCray was hoping goal interference would be called, but Mazzoni says it was on the way up. I thought maybe it was on the way down as well. It was close.
don't think you can see from these angles.
Well,
It's a heavy fall. Yeah. See the scratch on the arm of Brad Ollison. He got that in the semi-final. Shows you how physical that game was.
Yeah, that was wonderful theater against Ike on Friday night. Johnson does a good job to take his time and make the free throw. Was it on the way up? Ooh, yeah, maybe it was at its peak. You don't think so?
No, I think that's a good call. I think he got it on the way up.
Well, that's what Mazzoni said.
Yeah.
And Johnson makes the second.
Good minutes for Kloof. He goes out. Benite comes back in. I mean, Benite did really well in his spell, but Kloof's kind of kept him on the bench. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Kloof.
50 seconds remaining in the first half. 9-point lead for Murcia. Hanna, Soko, it's not really his game, but he's going to do it anyway.
He can knock him down. It's the arc for Soko when he's out on the perimeter. And he gets the ball up in the air. He can shoot a good percentage.
And Johnson answers immediately.
That's a smart play for Johnson. 2 for 1. He's going to get a couple of seconds here probably, as long as they can rebound.
I was about to say, I don't think they'll get it back. Well, it depends if Murcia take it all the way down, obviously.
They're going to make sure Murcia don't get the offensive rebound if they do miss.
5 on the shot clock. Benite goes to his right, puts it up on the baseline, and then a foul, and a foul called on Evans, and that has been the story of the game. The bump, and they're desperate to get rebounds. Watch this.
Yes, but
Wow.
no, this is not box out. I cannot accept what you are saying if you are using your arm. In the moment that you are using your arm, it's foul. Okay? Yeah. Thank you.
Again, he's got a great point. You know, I'm loving this because there wasn't a lot of contact. Soko was kind to the basket, but the action is a push with the arm, so any contact is a foul. It doesn't matter whether it's a lot or not.
Okay, 2.8 seconds left. Remember, they got a basket at the end of, was it the half yesterday from Peter McNeely?
Go to Johnson. He's the guy who's got the speed.
It's going to be McRae, puts it up, and grazes the net. But good defense from Olesen. Good game plan. Good execution overall for Ivan Navarro's Murcia. They lead it 42-32 at halftime.
An impressive first half performance from Murcia. 42 points on the back of just a domination on the glass. Offensively, very efficient indeed. The 2-point percentage has gone up, and we say when they shoot the ball well from 3-point range, they're always going to have a good game. 45% for 3. And then
look at the rebounds.
Yeah, 26-12. They got 9 offensive rebounds, and Ludwigsburg only have 12 total. That's the story of the game.
And I'm sure as Patrick looks at the numbers there, okay, Peter McNeely with 8, Lima with 8, Tumba with 5 rebounds. Cliff, look at Cliff, 2 blocks leading the way. That says a lot, doesn't it? Of course, one of those triggering the fast break that he scored on, and those are the leading scores. So we're in Athens, and we're at halftime of the third place game. UCAM Murcia on top, 42-32. We'll be right back.
Here's the Guinea, Dr. Monkino Krotima. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Danki Devils, que vivían en MHP Murcia, a protagonistas des líderes.
There's usually a lot of nerves. Because I'm nervous, I'm more focused.
There's so much pressure, so much expectation.
The moment I switch on before every game is when I walk into the locker room.
For me, it's when I pray.
After this moment, I'm a totally different person.
It felt like there was a switch in my brain.
At that moment, it's war.
You get a little body tension when you just want to compete. We like to go into a hostile environment. We want to feel at home when we get to Athens.
I don't want to lose. Το παιχνίδι τώρα αρχίζει.
Tiempo de juego. Let's get to it.
Let's do the job.
It's game time.
I can play.
Every fire needs a spark. We won't stop till all the world is ours. We are the ones that can rise above the noise. So come on, let's stretch the limits. Let's see where we can go.
Stretch your limits. En de best health. Enjoy work.
Από το τέλος του παιχνιδίου. Μείνετε κοντά μας. Έχουμε τις απονομές για τον μικρό τελικό.
So, Coach, it was quite close in the first quarter, but you managed to pull away in the second. What do you put that down to?
Well, I think in the first quarter we got too many turnovers, 7 if I'm not wrong, and that balanced the control of the offensive run that we got, but we need to reduce the number of turnovers.
Yeah, the rebounding numbers are quite big for you as opposed to them. Is that something that you expected ahead of the game?
Yeah, but on the other hand, they are controlling the rhythm. I mean, we got too many turnovers. They got many steals. The control of the rhythm, I feel that is so far has belonged to them. So we have to control this, not only the rebound but also the rhythm.
Great. So good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Second, what do you put that down to?
Rebounds, 26-12 rebounds, and yeah, they are a big team, but we have to be more aggressive going for the ball. And yeah, the other thing is we gave them a couple of easy layups on fast break, but I think we're doing a good job. We're missing open shots, taking good shots, but they're not going in right now. So if we can get a little luck and knock down these open shots, we'll have a chance.
We spoke before the game about your two big men who are out, so the rebound disparity was always going to be there. Did that number surprise you from the first half, how big it was?
I'm surprised that we're not down by more than 10 after such a difference in the rebounds. But yeah, we are smaller, we're quicker, we just have to be more aggressive going for the ball.
Perfect. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, you heard the questions about the rebounding posed to both Yvonne Navarro and John Patrick, and I thought Yvonne Navarro's answer was the most interesting. Yes, we have more rebounds, but they are controlling the rhythm of the game. But also John Patrick was interesting when he said, yes, maybe we don't have as much size as we would like, but we're faster and we just have to be more aggressive going for the ball. So you cut out the rebounding disparity, and maybe this is a completely different game.
Really sprint back. See if we can get this fist down thing. Yeah. See if we can get fist down. So you're going to flare. Yeah, be strong with the ball. Be strong with the ball. If they overplay Karan to get the ball back, get open over here and then set a screen away, and then wait for it, and then after Karan gets it, then go off the flare, and then wait in the corner, okay, for the
let's go, fellas. Let's go now. Here we go.
Defense,
Go ahead. Great start, baby. Great start.
See the quarter by quarter scoring. Something else that John Patrick said, Lloyd, was we're getting good shots. We just got to start knocking some in. But he was surprised they weren't trailing by more because of that rebounding issue.
Well, they like to play fast. We talked about the fact they took a lot of early threes, but you make those, it's a completely different game. They took a lot of threes early in the shot clock. They didn't make them, gave easy rebounds to Murcia, and then, as Coach Navarro said, when they stopped turning the ball over like they did in the first half, you know, it's a different game in that second quarter.
So second half action is underway here in Athens. And MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg trying to claw this deficit back. And they start with a turnover. And now an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Walaskowski. On Olsen. Watch, there's no doubt about it. He pulls him back. So 2 shots and possession.
Well, the right call. Olsen has had a very quiet game indeed. 2 points, only taken 1 shot. So often we've talked about when someone gets to the line, that opportunity they have to score, see the ball go in the net, and then how they can build on that.
But that said, he misses the first one. And he did play, surprisingly, almost 9 minutes in the first half. He was extremely anonymous.
They just haven't really needed him. I mean, Rojas is the guy that made the threes. Benite played pretty well off the bench as well. And then Augusto Lima has 8 points personal, tied high with Rojas. They went to him a lot more than they did in the semi-final.
But Cleveland Hanna gets it to Soko at the line. Now here's Olsen. He's probably going to hit that. Nope, he misses. Lima with the rebound. Same old, same old. And Hanna called for a travel.
Like the execution from Murcia again, though. That short roll with Obisoko into the foul line. He's really good in that spot because he can shoot it, he can put it on the floor. He's also a very good passer as he finds Olsen wide open.
Here's Cook, and Cook goes in for the dunk. Two-handed variety.
First points of the game for Elgin Cook. 0 for 3 in the first half.
A little bit of energy. See how that slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, changes the rhythm of the game for this MHP Riesen team if it affects their confidence. Soko has it, takes a very difficult shot. Now Walkup gets the rebound. Brings it across midcourt. Now Cook again. Goes in for another one. And he is blocked by Lima and fouled. So the aggressive approach of Cook is paying dividends.
I think he's frustrated with going scoreless in that first half. This is a guy who, during the regular season, has been good. Really upped his game in the playoffs. Was the leading forward for points, rebounds, and assists coming into the Final Four.
And this is the free throw. And not what the doctor ordered for the team from Ludwigsburg, Germany. 2 missed free throws.
You can't let chances like that go. They shot it pretty well from the line before that, obviously.
And a running baseline now pops out. Now he's going to put up a 3. And ball corralled by Johnson. Adika Peter McNeely, somebody's got to be open. Side goes to Cook again, and he is fouled by Lima. Lima protecting the rim, but watch this. Ooh. They've gotten him a little bit on the way down.
Can you try to talk with Augusto? That it's, you know, it's too emotional. Okay, you know that you can come to me.
Lima just fouled out and got a tech on the bench as well. Incredible.
So those early fouls.
Now we have to go. Now he's going in the locker room. Okay, it's without. We have 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2.
Well, this
2
is
2 for 10. No, we have to leave it. Double technical foul. But listen.
Wow.
Okay, so 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. The foul that.
So at halftime, Lima had 2 fouls.
But it's just.
So he picked up one on the block, then he picked up another one there, and then he complained about it, got the technical, and then
got a technical
another technical as well. So that's 2 free throws. And we just heard he's going to have to go to the locker room.
No, that the referee.
And 2 free throws for the shot as well.
The referee corrected that. 2 technicals on Lima would mean he's ejected, but one of the technicals goes on the bench, not on him, because he'd already fouled out.
Okay.
So therefore he's not ejected, but it's 4 free throws.
But this has opened up the door, and this really highlights. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You could argue whether or not he committed the foul. I mean, this happens time and time again, but there's a fine line. You play with emotion, but you got to control your emotions.
Absolutely, and now it's
and we saw what happened last night. I mean, last night probably even more understandable at the end. 2 nights ago, how Lima could get really hot and upset. I mean, it's an emotional. You know, they just missed a chance to get to the final, but here you're up 10 points.
But it's the impact of for Lima. He's the leading scorer for his team at halftime.
Yeah.
And now he's out with, where are we, 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah,
you know, and they don't have the option of bringing him back in now. So the team has lost him, and that's a huge loss for them.
Well, look, it could end up firing him up. Hannah comes out and gets the steal, and he's going to drive in. And now Sadio Rojas, and he's going to, they're going to call the block on Cook. I think Patrick wanted the charge.
Basket good as well. Wow. I thought this was a bad option from Rojas. Look at all the bodies in front of him.
Well, Rojas, anything he puts up today is going in.
This is the better angle. He did take it cleanly in the middle, but it looked pretty stationary. That was a tough one. I think that could have quite easily gone either way.
Yeah, perhaps a tad unlucky. You think probably the best way to say it's a tough call.
Yeah, but you could have said it tough if it had been called the other way as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Difficult one.
Oh, what a play from Sadio Rojas. And here's Johnson. And Johnson gets rejected by Tumba.
Great rotation.
Wow. Hannah off the front of the rim. And good job, Walaskowski, going up and bringing it down. Now Wolcott. Quick pass to Walaskowski, and used a good move there to kind of shield himself from Tumba. Tumba's already established himself as the rim protector on that previous trip down the floor.
Type of game, though, quickly down the other end of the floor. You know, all a bit broken. That's what Ludwigsburg like.
And Peter McNeely almost getting the steal. Hannah, bounce pass. Soko fouled.
Beautiful cut from Obi Soko.
1.4 seconds on the shot clock.
But watch this, as Hannah's in the middle, watch Soko just cut right in front. Saw the space behind Cook, who was watching the ball. Great movement, and then this ends. Wow, we had a great angle, and Tumba just hit himself until so late from Johnson, and it came over. Timing was perfect. We talked about how Lima brings the offense, but that's what Tumba brings. He brings the ring protection and he brings rebounding both ends of the floor.
So McRae in, Mueller in, and Walkup in. So that's your perimeter players. Peter McNeely out and Johnson out. And you got Waliskowski in there and that low post with Cook. 8 points, the difference. How much impact will the Lima situation make for Murcia? Walkup and missed it. Ball still not following for MHP Riesen.
We just haven't said Walkup's name hardly at all today, have we?
And pass almost got away there. Now down low. And Sadio Rojas. Anything he puts up is going in. Takes it back to 10 points.
Double figures for Rojas, leading man, 4 of 5 from the field.
He can get a double-double tonight.
Sorry, 13 points. 6 rebounds.
Traveling, and what a big sequence that was with Sadio Rojas. And now Soko forcing the travel on Cook. Was that a travel or did it just look awkward?
Yeah, no, he switched the pivot foot.
And Rojas was looking at the ref saying, that man shouldn't have gone down as easily.
Well, he's the guy that got called for the flop.
Yeah.
So he wants the same thing going the other way.
But you can see Patrick wanted the call on Rojas for pushing off. And Soko has his pass stolen. Here comes Cook. A little bit of thunder. Oh! Switched hands in midair. Impressive. And just like you said, Lloyd, in the open floor, if they can get something, you know, it's much better for MHP Riesen. Olesen holds his feet. And another good, impressive rebound for Soko. But then perhaps tried to do too much. He dribbled. Peter McNeely. Peter McNeely gets inside. Johnson might come in for Peter McNeely after that. Olesen to Tumba. And a block.
Good work from Murcia. The game is just kind of a little bit loose, a little bit scrappy, and that's what they don't want. They want to be controlled, so they run a longer offense.
That was a good call, by the way, I thought. And as you look here, look at him change hands. Cook has come to play here in the second half.
They need him. Ludwigsburg, 6 points, all of them in this second half. But he's picked up his third.
Patrick over there lobbying with the referee, saying they're pushing off, I think. Perhaps on the rebounds. Here's Hanna. Passes to Soko. And another foul. Hanna's Mr. Distributor today, isn't he? Seeing him making those passes to Soko.
Soko will go to the line. He makes either of them. It'll be the 7th assist of the game for Hanna. So you're right. He says a little thank you. Maybe. So now Hanna will go out. Kloof replaced him.
Yeah, the way he's playing now, you'd rather have Kloof come out if you're MHP Riesen. Is this a part of his game he's got to improve, Soko?
The consistency in the shot, full stop, I think. You know, he can make threes, but if he can add that really consistently to his arsenal, yeah, it'll open him up a lot more for sure. 17 from the line, 4 of 6 here today. You said he was going to get double figures. He's got 9 now.
Cook. And boy, it's been the Cook show here from MHP Riesen. Rattles in the jump shot from mid-range.
Having to do it on his own though, isn't he?
Well, certainly in the half court.
Yeah.
Now Tumba's a long way from the basket. Kloof gets it to Benite. Bounce pass to Kloof. Soko on the baseline, and they still can't get a rebound. Benite, wide open three, and that you have to think is almost unforgivable. You just got to rebound the ball.
You can't put, if you're a Ludwigsburg player, you can't allow the words wide open and Benite to go together, because you know what's going to happen. And an offensive foul as well. Just mistake, compounding mistake right now for Ludwigsburg. You've got to know what people do. Benite's had a great Final Four. You know, feet set, time. He's going to knock it down.
But even then, before that, you know, MHP Riesen has to get that, and that was Cook. The ball fell right to him. All he had to do was rebound it. There was nobody around him. And instead, he knocked it over and it went to Benite.
He talks about rebounding in the halftime. The 33-15 still, doubling them up.
Wow, saving the ball inbounds, and it gets it to Evans, and then Tumba reaches in and knocks it out of bounds. Well, defensively, he's been outstanding, Tumba. Look at this. Wow. Got a lot of ball there, but then on the follow-through, no, I guess that's a good no call.
Communication out, transition. Tumba was the guy back. Soko told him to take the ball, allowed him to take the pass away.
Well, Skowski drives in. That was a big man move right there. The second time going right at Tumba.
Finish against Tumba. We know what a great shot blocker he is.
Well, Walaskowski knows he has to go strong against Tumba.
He's looking for a shot today, Walaskowski.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, a lot more. Shot it 6 times. Only miss has been from 3.
Benite leans into it. Now the ball to Johnson. A chance to run again. Here comes Cook. Is he going to fly in? Yes, he is, but he's not going to make it. He stays with it. And the possession arrow will go to Murcia. Probably overcomplicated the shot.
Yeah, but much better signs for Ludwigsburg. You know, defensive sequence was good. And then they grabbed the rebound. They forced Benite, rather than to shoot it with all that space, they made him a driver, which he's not as good at. They got the rebound, and then the rebound led to open floor. Chance for them to run. And so few defensive rebounds, they don't get that opportunity to run. It's all half court where the Murcia defense is an advantage.
Urtasun, and now Rojas picks up the foul, setting the pick on Peter McNeely. Did you like that call? Kasanthopoulos there.
Couldn't really see it from that angle, if I'm honest.
See, the Ike players have come in to catch a little bit of the action before they get ready for their game. Rojas comes out of the game. And now Cook hits another jump shot. Wow.
I like the call, though. They went pick and pop with Cook. They tried to get him a touch. See if the defense can switch and he has the advantage, or he's got that isolation one-on-one.
Back to a 5-point game. That was a 3. Now Kloof over to Benite. Good. That was a 2. He has just been silky smooth.
Great execution from Murcia. Knowing what they were trying to get out of it.
Now, Walaskowski. Oh, this time Tumba recovered. Walaskowski stuck with it, though. Gets it back to Peter McNeely. 3-pointer. Walaskowski again battles. And the extra effort from Walaskowski keeps the ball at that end. But you can't fault Tumba. He's battling. Look at this play from Tumba. Goodness me.
He got beat out on the perimeter. Just didn't give up whatsoever. He gets pushed into the cameraman. He's there for the next shot, then gets back up and nearly gets the rebound as well.
But all full marks to Walaskowski for sticking with it. And now Peter McNeely puts it up and gets the contact and goes down and draws the foul. Got his legs clipped by Urtasun. Looked like Peter McNeely knew he was going to get a trip to the line as he stuck his legs out. if they could get Walkup to get into the game a little bit more.
Just been anonymous, Walkup. 0 for 4 from the field, 1 point, 1 assist.
Now Peter McNeely misses with his first free throw. Is that a 3 at the last trip from Benite or a 2?
Sure it was a 2.
At least 1 of 2.
Yeah, 2-point shot.
So it's back to a 6-point game, and now the steal. And Peter McNeely tried to go up quick, tried to draw the foul. Watch this. He steals it. Great defense. And you almost have to think he could have gotten a call there, a tad unlucky. Great defense, great effort, and it's game on. Urtasun pulls it back out, guarded by Cook, and their defense is giving them a chance right now, MHP Riesen. Soko gets inside, jump hook.
Good move from Obi. Knew he had the mismatch, and even when Cook switched back, still couldn't stop him.
Olszewski open, decides to give it to Cook, says, you're the hot hand, you take it. Now Johnson pulls up, it's good. 3-pointer. And again, the defense is just kind of like setting the tone for this Riesen club, MHP Riesen. Quick pass to Tumba! Booyah!
Brilliant pass from Urtasun. Just looked off the defense beautifully. Everyone rushed into Benite. Last minute slips it inside to Tumba.
Last seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. Cook again. Quick pass to Walkup. Walkup keeps his balance. Oh, he missed the shot. It's just not happening for him today. You'd bet money on him making that shot every time. What a play from Urtasun. Finding Tumba. And despite the loss of Lima, UCAM Murcia keeping their noses in front, but still 10 hard minutes to go for both of these clubs. It's 60-53, Murcia on top.
Was it Coach Navarro that said at the half that he felt the tempo was better for Ludwigsburg?
Yeah, he did. He said they were doing a good job with the rhythm of the game. 6 3-pointers now for MHP Riesen.
Yeah, that surprises me because I'd have said that third quarter was a lot more the tempo and the rhythm in favor of Ludwigsburg than the first half was. You know, they created things from their defense. They rebounded it a little bit better on the defensive glass, which meant they had these little leak outs and open floor opportunities. That's something they just didn't get in that first 20 minutes. And an open floor game is a lot better for Ludwigsburg than it is for Murcia, in my opinion. And the defensive effort, we saw the press more from Ludwigsburg as well, and that kind of sped up Murcia a little bit.
Well, it's because really in the half court, they just can't get anything going. Against, you know, the half court offense they got in the third quarter was Cook almost going one-on-one.
And then I would question, so was that helped by the fact that Murcia had limited rotations on the inside? Tumba and Soke, they pretty much played the whole of that third quarter, if I'm correct. Whereas before they had Lima to come in to rest Tumba. He obviously went out with 2 minutes gone, and now they haven't got the opportunity to get back in. So how much those technical fouls on Lima will change this game still?
Well, MHP Riesen outscored them 21-18 in that quarter, and they had been 11 of 30 from the floor. Now 18 of 45.
8 of 15 in that quarter.
So much better shooting performance. Olszewski gets it down low to Walkup, who just missed at the end of the quarter. Now Cook between his legs. He's going to take Tumba. That was a mismatch and didn't miss the shot. But good defense. Look at that hustle from Olszewski, but then tried to get it to Cook for an easy one and turned it over. And boy, some of the top brass from MHP Riesen taking exception to the play from Murcia there and shouting to the referee. I'm not sure what happened.
They wanted the double dribble.
Okay.
Oh.
And walk-up this time. Maybe his time, his fourth quarter time is walk-up time. He certainly didn't walk it up the floor. Look at this. Splits the defense. He seems to be at his best when he's falling down sometimes.
He really does. I mean, he's a great player, walk up. I like him a lot. Look at that. Soko gets knocked to the floor. Great effort from Woliskowski.
Well, he knows he can't stand up with the ball. He's actually probably the play to make is to give it to Peter McNeely behind him. But then he saw Cook underneath the basket. Just couldn't get enough on the pass.
Let's go, guys.
It's turned out to a really good game, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we knew it would be. The two great teams. Ludwigsburg came through that regular season. Only 2 losses.
Oh, they don't box out. And then they missed the putback. Evans had an easy one. They missed another layup.
And I think the Cook one before, he could have dunked it. Was scared perhaps of Tumba. His ring protection.
Hanna over to Benite. And they dodged the Benite bullet. But with 3, surrounded by 3 players, Soko comes down with the basketball. Look at that. Cook, Peter McNeely, and Johnson. And it's the Murcia player that gets it.
They're so good at moving off the ball, Murcia. Again, Soko made that little backdoor cut like we saw him collect the pass and get fouled earlier. This time they didn't go to him. The cut, though, it did 2 things. Number one, it opened up the space for Benite to move into to shoot the 3, and then it gave Soko the position to rebound.
Oh, the pass. Oh. Boy, Hanna barely saved that, but only 5 on the shot clock. Hanna goes to work. Oh, he gets rejected from Evans. Peter McNeely gets into walk-up, so now they can run. And this is where they like to be. MHP Riesen back to walk-up. Bounce pass to Evans. Hands it off to Woliskowski, and he is bumped. Well, they're not guilty of rushing up the shot that trip down the floor.
No, lovely cut from Evans off the ball. I thought that was a foul just there earlier. Before that point, yeah, on the drive, I thought it was a foul. But again, this open floor, you see Murcia having to scramble. They don't get into position. Soko's gone from the ball to the pass. You know, guarded 2 different people, and he's down at the moment as well. Seems like he's shaken up a bit.
Soko's got 3 fouls.
Yeah, but we just didn't see Murcia first half have to do things like that, scramble around on defense. They were always under control, had the guy in front of them, easy box out, easy rebounds.
Cook, meanwhile, has 4 fouls. So that would be some offense that they could lose. They don't want to lose it. Although he's on the bench right now. Here's Woliskowski. Evans, and hits the jump shot. Well, maybe Patrick was right. We just got to start hitting some shots. That's what they've been doing. And now they've got it back to 3. This has been their most impressive spell of play, in my opinion, in this Final 4.
Murcia have had to go really small here. Soko at the 5 because Lima's gone. No one else they can play on the inside. They needed to rest Tumba.
Ertassan drives in. Oh, what a brilliant, gritty play from Ertassan. And Woliskowski takes exception. Is it to Soko or Ertassan? I think he must have thought Soko pushed off.
And it was walk-up. I think he trod on the foot and he thought it was Soko. But I'm pretty sure it was walk-up that he had the issue with.
As often is the case.
Yeah. And now a technical foul.
On Woliskowski.
Yeah, why?
Wow.
Incredible. He's subbed out. He's going to the bench. Both teams have done it. Got to control your emotions. We've just been talking about, you know, Murcia. A second ago, it was a 3-point game. Momentum to Ludwigsburg. Murcia were on a lineup on the floor which isn't working. But now we've got this break in play. We've got rest into the legs of Tumba. 3-point play, then a technical, then possession. Incredible.
And now I think Patrick is asking, is the technical on me? Perhaps in the hope of not getting the foul called on his player.
Yeah, no, but it's also 1 free throw rather than the 2 as well. So that you know, but this is what, a 4-point play already and possession. They could score 6 points on this possession.
Watch him walk off the court. Well, so it was on Walaskowski. So, well, emotions running high. 8 minutes to go, and it's a big trip down the floor is what it boils down to.
This is going to be potentially 6 points. And like we talked about, rest is important for Murcia right now. You know, Soko's played the whole of the second half, I believe. So he's now standing around, getting some rest. Tumba's out, he's resting, rather than this up and down game. So I think what they're checking is when the sub was made, and therefore who the technical foul, whether it's on Walaskowski or whether it's on the bench.
Walaskowski had at the end of the third quarter.
It's gone on the bench.
Actually, he had 3 fouls. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking. He had 2 fouls, yeah. So that would have made his 4th if they'd given it to him. So he's dodged the bullet there.
It's the play for Benite for 3.
Oh, good play by Walkup. And now the pass ahead. Has he let him too much? Yes, he has. He saves it in bounds. Soko goes up and wins, gets first to the ball and taps it. So again, they're desperate to get stuff in chaotic situations, but they turned it over. Walkup steps in front of Bertusson. Now Soko. And Peter McNeely goes down hard on his backside. Maybe it's his hip. It's not getting up yet. Here it is again. Oh, I see, he got it. Also an elbow where it hurts.
Nice. I think it's when he fell. You can't see if you can see on this angle. Look. Yeah, just straight down. He didn't get his hands down in time.
Tailbone.
Yeah. He's up now. It's just going to be some bruising for him.
He's a player that they've got to have out there as much as possible. No doubt about it. So it could be that he will come back in shortly. So foul. Puts Soko on the line, and now he takes it back up to 8 points. And they were knocking on the door, but Murcia had been able to push the lead back up. And that was Sadio Rojas flying in and perhaps getting away with a push. Trying to rebound it. Evans goes up and call for the travel.
These are the advantages Ludwigsburg just haven't taken. Evans against Rojas on the post. They get him the ball finally, you know, in a good position, but he's still got to beat the man. And credit to Rojas, he stands there, holds his ground, doesn't give anything up.
Emotions running high now on the MHP Riesen bench with the players and coach. And good drive, good block, but a foul.
Bertuson's done an excellent job as a distributor, hasn't he? Remember the one he got to Tumba for the dunk now?
Well, that was a good block attempt from Muller. Watch this.
Soko's got to dunk that, I think. Tried to just put it in off the glass.
Kind of have calmed things down.
Oh, they've killed it, haven't they? They've killed the momentum, the rhythm, everything for Ludwigsburg.
And it just gets back to that one sequence, doesn't it? Underneath.
Yeah.
That's into Walkup. Gets inside and knocks it in. Not going away. It's a 7-point game. But they've got to deal with the Soko problem right now. Oh, good play by Muller to reach in and take it away, but Benite gets it, and Erdeson ends up with a wide open layup. You'd almost have to say that MHP Riesen deserved better.
Yeah, that great trap. They really should have come away with it.
Johnson blows past Erdasan and makes the layup.
Everything in that half court, even that challenged shot. That one, the walk-up make, the really difficult baskets for Ludwigsburg to have to make.
Sadio Rojas shows his human, he misses one. And good scrapping that time from Peter McNeely and Evans. So, another opportunity. But even Ertasan is not the biggest guy out there, but he's...
They all do, everyone. You know, Ertasan again, look, challenges the shot of Johnson. There's no way that Ertasan has the foot speed to keep Johnson in front of him, but still makes him take a tough one.
This is where they were unlucky.
Yeah.
But alert play from Benite to pass it down low.
Now, 5 minutes ago, this is a crucial possession. Where are they going to go? Who are they going to give the ball to make the play?
Walkup drives in.
And I like that. That's the type of thing they need to do. If Thomas Walkup is the man, which, you know, probably he is,
right in the fourth quarter,
get
definitely.
him the ball in those situations. Let him make the play.
Back to 5. And interesting that Olesen now in the game. He's got it. You know you got to have a hand in his face. Hanna kind of loses it, gets it back, then
Offensive,
hooks.
yeah,
He
good ball.
hooks Johnson.
Great defense from Johnson.
Patrick wanted the double dribble, but...
Yeah, so again, where are they going to go? Walkup, Cook,
well,
Peter McNeely?
I
think those are the three.
Score with the penetration.
The only thing with Johnson is I don't think he's got the size to finish over Tumba. Tumba's, you know, an agile big, so on pick and roll and things like that, he can keep him in front. They've taken Johnson out of the game now, actually.
That was the play. Just saw it. The foul. Here's Walkup again. Oh, it's going to be Peter McNeely for 3.
It's not a bad look. They ran it with the 3 guys we talked about. Walkup, Cook, and McNeely, all involved. They got a good look for him.
Mueller back in the game. Olesen over to Hanna. Air ball, but the rebound. Good play from Cook for the block. But Murcia have it. Now there's complaining because they reset the shot clock and they shouldn't have.
No, he hit the ring. He blocked it and he hit the ring. I'm sure.
We'll just see. They might have to look at it.
He blocks it and hits the ring. Clear.
Yeah.
I don't know what the complaint's about.
Yeah, they have to go back to 14.
But they did reset it.
Coach, go in the box. Go in the box. So, no. He didn't touch it. So, can I? Do you think that can I go? No, I cannot use it because it's matter.
It was they reset 14 from
at 6.
Looks like maybe
so
they
it
missed
means
this
that
one.
it's 21st-second violation. Touch it. Can I go to check IRS?
They're checking.
Touch. Okay.
So there you go. They say it
Coach!
did touch.
The ball touched the ring. Okay. From below. So I received the message from the table. Okay. From the guy. Yeah. So.
The layup or the shot?
Yeah. The ball touched. The ball touched. No. The ball touched from below. So we restart with 8 seconds. Believe me, I got the message. Okay.
Okay. I didn't think
It was really. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, Patrick didn't think it had touched it, but it had, and obviously the...
Yeah, we got the right call in the end. We saw the replay. It had hit the ring. So 8 seconds. Still not a lot of time for Murcia.
Hanna pulls up, long 3. Good, boy, that was big time.
You have to pick your boys, and they tried to go underneath the screen for Hanna. They gave up the 3, and he burned them on it.
And now they've turned it over to complicate it even worse. Well, Hanna often hits big shots. Now Olesen and Cook.
Zero.
And a foul called, push off on the rebound on Cook. He disagrees with it.
The execution again on the pick and roll from Clevin Hanna. First time defense goes underneath. We'll have a look at the foul first.
Misses.
No.
Looked like he went straight up.
Yeah, but to go back, Hanna on the pick and roll. First time they go underneath, he makes some pay, knocks down the three. Second time they try to jump out on him, splits between two, draws the help, gets Olesen a wide open three.
That was big because Cook is fouled out, and it was big also because it gave a couple of free throws to UCAM Murcia. And Rojas makes one of them.
We've got to go back to walk up here, I think.
Well, he's got his hands on the ball right now. Johnson, three-pointer. 72-66, long way to go still. They've got to get stops and rebounds, and that's been the big challenge, to get those rebounds off those misses from Murcia. Kloof, shot clock to 5. Kloof drives in, and Walaskowski, I don't know if he fouled him or not, but you can see why the ref called it, because he brings his left arm down. Walaskowski got him.
Fouls on Evans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This was Johnson's three that got it back to a 6-point deficit. Kloof makes the first one. And Lima hoping his teammates can pick him up, because he'd perhaps feel a little heat if they were to lose this game. Free throw is good from Kloof.
Great work on the sideline from Coach Navarro. We saw it take Tumba out, played with Soko as the 5. They got through those minutes, and they get some rest into Soko now. Now, last 3.5, they got this traditional lineup on the floor. You know, pretty much the starters for them with the replacement of Tumba for Lima. Finished the game with their best players.
Evans. And Evans almost. Buller looked like he might have been bumped. Johnson, no-look pass inside. What a finish. Great find by Johnson, who's made a couple of plays here. Soko limping a little bit, but now he gets up.
Wet spot. Yeah.
Check on Soko. He went down.
Well, again, talk about the plays evening out. We had the one in the front court where Ludwigsburg, unlucky, it just didn't really fall for them. Benite made the pass ahead and Murcia scored. That one's the same thing. Look, it's all over the place, and then Johnson just finds that room to hit Evans on the inside right at the end of the shot clock.
And Evans got it off over Tumba.
Right there, look, that's it. It was, you know, just luckily he fell to walk up, really.
And it's only a 2-possession game.
It's a long way to go.
Remember, the main event's coming next tonight. Oh, good defense from Johnson, almost. Sadio Rojas comes back to help with the inbounds. Rojas gets it back to Hanna. Now to Soko. Olesen, shot clock winding down. He's going to look to release it. There he is. Gets blocked. And he's stuck with it. Now, Johnson going up the sideline. They need to get something on this possession. Walaskowski.
Johnson's open.
Walaskowski had Rojas. Whoa. Shot clock winding down. Johnson goes in and draws the foul, being guarded by Tumba, but I'm not sure who fouled him.
Rojas.
This will allow Walkup to get back in the game.
Poor foul from Rojas, really. Forced Johnson. It was going to be a tough shot. Great defense from Muller. We talked about Muller before the game, but this is one of the best games I've seen him have. I mean, we said highly respected junior player. Really, this is his first year of getting meaningful minutes in the Bundesliga, let alone the European competition.
Well, he has looked very good today. And
6 points.
Rojas now with 4 fouls. So if they can get a basket here, or get the 2 points rather, the possibilities are there, no doubt about it. Timeout on the floor. Remember, Ike taking on Monaco in the title game. Third place game, sometimes you wonder if the players are going to have enough to get up for it, but both of these teams have.
Clevin, you take it out from here. Vale? Brad, Xavier, Kevin, Obi, Sadi, screen on Brad, and right away, get out. Okay, Kevin, here. We got this pass with Brad. The moment the ball is inside, everybody run. We play 5-side rounds. Okay? So, Kevin, you play this pick and roll with Ken. Okay? Set pick. Obi, screen away here on Brad, and you play here 2-on-2. That is on this corner. Vale? Estamos, hey, no twist, not attempts. Okay? Deny easy 3-point attempts. Vamos.
Sissoko does indeed have his double-double, and there's the 3-point shooting, each team with 7 threes. How do you feel like these coaches have handled themselves in this fourth quarter?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Coach Navarro. Like I said, I mean, you look at his roster now, they've really only got 8 players. All the guys on the bench at the moment are guards. So he's managed that without Lima really, really well.
And what about his opposite?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Patrick, what I like is he got the ball into the hands of Thomas Walker. When they needed a score, they went to their key guys.
Well, Johnson's certainly been a key as well in this fourth quarter. And now they are within 4 points. Just have to keep fighting. Johnson takes a seat. He'll probably come back in next dead ball. Full court pressure. Hanna knows he has time to get it across. And
careful here. Obi screening for Ollison.
Hanna, no look. Rojas. Wow. I would not have thought he would have made the impact that he has tonight from 3-point range, but boy, has he ever.
3 for 5. Up and down.
That's probably the biggest one that he's hit all day.
Yeah.
Peter McNeely catches, misses. Mueller, Walaskowski short, but Mueller's there for the follow and then misses. Wow. He just didn't release it.
Big time fucking play.
Both of them, the 3 from Walaskowski was a bit quick for me.
Yeah, it was.
And then Mueller, he just had a great opportunity. Point blank and missed it. Plays like that, one team executes, one team doesn't, and that's the difference.
Tail, 2 shots. Rojas, arguably the player of the game.
That's been brilliant, hasn't he? We know about the rebounds. He's got 9 on the game now, but 18 points from Rojas, 6 of 9 from the field, and that's often what he doesn't do very often. MVP chance from the Murcia crowd.
Good job by Evans to save it in bounds to Johnson. 8-point lead now. Walaskowski goes in and gets it back to 6. Still time. And you can just remember how Murcia came back on Ike, but Johnson has to be careful he doesn't commit the unsportsmanlike. So clearly the aim is to foul if they can't get the steal. This is Johnson finding the cutting Walaskowski. So the good thing about the foul is you stop the clock. And then you hope that he misses at least one free throw, if not two.
He's only 6 of 10 from the line. Obi,
So,
you know, percentages, the numbers are great. Percentages not the best for him tonight.
he took his time on that. Back to a 7-point lead.
He's got 14 and 10.
He's been voted to the All-League team. Top 5 players. Both are good. Back to 8 points now. Clock is the enemy. Johnson gets inside, finishes with a plum. Olsen now to Soko, and they want to play keep away, take some time off the clock.
Smart play from Murcia. They had perhaps the opportunity to go to Tumba. Time more important for them. And then they're going to get the foul
Why
anyway.
foul with 5 seconds on the shot clock? It just does not make sense. You'd almost rather sag and let him take the three. That was Johnson's finish on the possession before. And Kloof makes the first one.
Quite in the second half, Luke, but first half we talked about how good he was.
Well, much improved from Friday, no doubt. Both free throws good. Now they've got to hurry. 8 points of deficit. Will they look for a three or will they go for a two if they can get it? Evans open. Misses. Tumba rebounds, and that might just have done it. Olsen has it. And Patrick says, play back, just play defense. Well, Murcia came here arguably as the hottest team in the Basketball Champions League, but could not quite get the win against Ike. Now there you have Kloof again, picking up his first half form, and the lead's gone to 11. UCAM Murcia will get third place, and I think you have to tip your hat to MHP Riesen. They really came out and scrapped tonight. They've been up against it. You know, they've been playing a lot of games. That was a point their coach made in the press conference. But they've lost this one 85-74. UCAM Murcia finished third in the Basketball Champions League. Well, you got to, Rojas plays with a lot of emotion, but I felt like he really played within himself today, and he had the hot hand, didn't he? And, you know, you have to say, he was a real leader out there.
Well, we talk about step-up performances from key guys, and we look down the numbers for UCAM Murcia, and exactly what they got. Obi Soko, first team All-League, 15 points, 10 rebounds for him, double-double. Olsen is perhaps the only guy that didn't really come with what you would expect. Hannah chips in, 10 points. Rojas with a big one as well, 18 points and 9 rebounds from him. So the guys stepped up when they needed to. Great work from UCAM Murcia. We talked about the injuries of Ludwigsburg, but Murcia the same. They got guys down, they got guys injured, but they did a really good job, and smiles all round. I think it's been an excellent Final Four for them on Friday night. Even though they didn't get the win, they represented themselves really, really well.
Well, you know you're going to have one team that loses twice. Shooting numbers, Murcia finished 9 of 24 from deep. And rebounding was just a killer in that first half, especially. You know, MHP Riesen almost overcame that in that second half.
Yeah, nearly, but 17 offensive rebounds, just too many at this level. And you know, credit to Murcia. That is something they do so well.
See Alberto Martin out there on crutches. Tello didn't play tonight. There's the Rojas. Congratulatory remarks. I mean, these guys certainly do not need to hang their heads. They have been one of the most enjoyable, shall we say, teams to watch, or clubs to watch in the Basketball Champions League the past 2 seasons. And I dare say they will come back stronger next season as well. But as we would anticipate, if they make it to the Basketball Champions League, with a lot of new faces. Now the pressure is off from Murcia. They can turn their attention to the Spanish League and trying to get into the playoffs. And it's been overall a very, very solid season for them in the Basketball Champions League.
Oh, this is a club getting, they don't have a lot of European experience. For them to get to the Final Four for the first time, as we said, yeah, they didn't win. They would have liked to, but a third place finish, impressive for them, and hopefully they can continue to build on that.
And how about this? This is a team that plays Real Madrid twice. They play Barcelona twice. They play Valencia twice. They play Baskonia twice. They play some really good teams in Spain and battle-hardened, and in that kind of situation, I think you could actually see that in this Basketball Champions League Final Four. And also, when their competition, getting into the playoffs, when it came to the business end, I think that rigor that they have to have because of what they face on a weekly basis kind of came to the fore.
Well, when they get in those crucial times in a game, they look like they've been there, they've done it before.
Exactly.
They're composed, they know who wants to get shots, they know how to get them shots. And their execution down the stretch, very impressive.
Now here is a nice moment. You can see the Murcia players clapping MHP Riesen as they come out to be recognized here for having played in this Final Four. Interestingly, John Patrick felt like they were well prepared despite the injuries coming into this Final Four, despite the loss of Sears. But I think that was a real blow for them. Then on top of that, you obviously lost Timon. And then you add the fact that this MHP Riesen team had to play so many games right before the Final Four. I mean, it's hard to rationalize that. The team that they lost to yesterday, Monaco, hadn't played. They played, once in the previous 10 days. You need to be fresh. You need to be strong coming into this competition. And they're flying the flag for Germany, so you would hope perhaps down the road that...
Well, let's take the whole season into account for Ludwigsburg. One of their best, it's going to be their best finish in the Bundesliga since 2007. So, real good domestic finish for them. They made the Final Four for the first time. They came through qualifying. Exactly.
Not the last qualifying round, but all three.
Yeah, and that's why you just got to give them credit. So, yeah, and again, you can look at the injuries. I think they dealt with them so well. And actually, their roster is so deep that they didn't lose loads with the injuries, but they're a factor, without a doubt. How would this game have been different with Timon? How would it be different with Justin Sears? And you've got to say, Coach John Patrick, and then you see Justin Sears, getting the recognition. Yeah, what a season overall for Ludwigsburg.
Yeah, so great campaign for them. German basketball just keeps moving from strength to strength. Really, we hear about the league, we hear about how good it is, and eventually, again, we will see one of these teams climb in Europe. For Murcia, let's get the bad out of the way first. Augusto Lima, if he's going to be the player that he wants to be, that he can be, and that Murcia or whoever he plays for need him to be, he's got to get control of his emotions, because we know at times he can be a dominating player. That said, they've been able to overcome that difficult moment in this game to come out and finish third. They thought they could win it. They very nearly got to the final, but at least they have finished with a win, professional. And again, you have to respect the great play from the players like Benitez and Rojas. Those were the veterans that kind of led them home. And obviously the outstanding talent of Ogi Soto and Kevin Tumba. He had to play twice as hard today, probably. So he really, I think, distinguished himself on the defensive end as a player who kind of took a step forward. So hopefully Belgium's national team, for example, can benefit from that as well.
Well, again, the good and bad of Augusta Lima today, but let's take the whole season for Murcia. They came in, this is a team, only 500, 7 wins, 7 losses in the regular season. Lost their last 3 games in the regular season in Group A. So it shows you, I think, that the guys they needed stepped up during the playoff time. They did what they had to make the playoffs, and then we saw the real Murcia. Guys like, Ertasan with his distribution today, Obi Soko, their consistent force through the season, Brad Ollison, Clevin Hanna. They're all in all just a really good team year for Murcia. And let's not forget their injuries. Antello there didn't play today. He's limping through. Fabrani again, he's been injured. He's limping around. Alberto Martin, exactly. He's on the crystal. So they've gone through injuries as well, just like any other team does. And that's kind of what happens. You have to deal with it. And Murcia did. A credit to them.
Now, we know that John Patrick has gotten a lot of attention, well-deserved, but Yvonne Navarro, one of the stars of coaching stars on the rise, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he had another good game today. Very few areas that you can question what he's done. Had his team prepared. He had them, ready to play. Knew exactly what they had to do to beat Ludwigsburg.
And let's don't forget, they overcame a first-leg deficit against the Iberostar Tenerife in the first round of the playoffs to advance, to knock out the defending champions.
Yeah, not even the deficit. They beat Tenerife. Forget the deficit. They beat Tenerife. They beat Pinar Marciaca. I mean, how many teams came through 2 rounds of qualifying, 2 rounds of playoffs as hard as Murcia did to get here?
Yeah, they had to win that first leg at Pinar Marciaca in Izmir.
Yeah.
So they've had a great season.
Absolutely.
So the applause, all the Ike fans filing into the arena.
Let's hope the next one's as good as that one, because that was a good contest.
Sadio Rojas signing off. I have to say, I was talking about the emotional players. I thought Sadio Rojas was perhaps the one that needed to keep his emotions in check, but I thought he was absolutely terrific in the Final Four.
He needs that bit of chip on his shoulder to play well. I think he rarely goes over to the wrong side.
And you want to watch him play for the Dominican Republic. I mean, he will be good playing for his country in the June-July World Cup qualifiers. So that is it. Final score, once again, UCAM Murcia winning it over MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, 85-74. As you look at some of the highlights here from the second half. To finish third, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg have a terrific season. They finished 4th here at the Final Four. Stick around for the next game, the title game. Kicks off 8:30 local time between Ike and Monaco. Thanks for watching.
So, Grant, there's always got to be a person who loses 2 games, but how frustrating is it to be that team?
I mean, it didn't go the way we wanted to. We came here, obviously, to win a championship like everybody else, but that doesn't take away from what this team has accomplished. It's the first team in Germany to do it, so somebody had to lose. It sucks, it's us, but we got the playoffs ahead of us.
Yeah, it's been a long old season for you. How's it been?
It's been